Hi, I'm JR, and this is Animated Rants. Today's rant is a departure from our regular me complaining about my school. So instead, I'm going to talk about what one of my classmates said. I guess it is about school anyways. Besides the point. This classmate had the audacity to say Disneyland is a ripoff of Disney World. And I'm like, what? Really? Really? Disneyland is a ripoff of Disney World? First, Disneyland came first. And second, they are owned by the same company, so they can't be a ripoff. Let me get more in depth with this. Disneyland opened to the public July 17th, 1955, and it was the crown jewel in Walt Disney's eye. He had poured his heart and soul into creating a magical place where families could have fun together. But he was not satisfied with just one park. He had a vision of expanding his empire and creating more attractions for his guests. Unfortunately, Disneyland was so popular, Anaheim grew to become the tourist capital of the United States. Businesses and hotels were surrounding Walt's home away from home, limiting his option for growth. So Walt looked east. He found a vast area of land in Florida that he could transform into his dream. The Florida project was first announced November 15th, 1965. This means Disneyland was operating for a whole 10 years before the thought of Walt Disney World came into the mind of the public. So Disneyland can't be a ripoff of Walt Disney World because Walt Disney World wasn't a thing! Calm down, JR. Calm down. Calm down. Anyways, now the second reason Disneyland and Walt Disney World can't be ripoffs of each other is that Disneyland and Walt Disney World is owned by the same company. Both of them are part of the Disney Parks Experiences and Products division, which in turn is a subsidiary of the Walt Disney Company. That's like calling Arkansas a ripoff of Kansas. They may have different names and locations, but they're both states in a same country. Yes, they are managed by different people. In the end, they're one big company. Also, Arkansas, your name's not original because you put a AR before your Kansas name. I mean, really, just 2 letters different? Come on, man, do better. Do better! Anyways, they're owned by the same company, so it's not a ripoff. It's more of a variation on a theme. They have their own features and attractions, but they honor the same legacy and tradition. Now, I understand people think this in my hometown of Central Florida. Not many people have studied the history of Disney as I have. But the one thing I don't understand is people in my school saying Universal is better. This is completely false! Now, I know I'm an unbiased source, but if it wasn't for Disney, I wouldn't be around. My parents met working there. But I have freaking data to prove it! AECOM, the top 5 theme park attendants in USA of 2020, all go to DPEP. Boom! Data. Now you might be thinking, okay, that's USA. Universal Japan probably did better. But you're wrong, though. Both of America's castle parks and both Disneyland Tokyo parks did better in the top 25 world rankings. Now you might be saying park attendance isn't everything. What about satisfaction? The review came out in the middle of the pandemic. They were going to escape reality. That's customer satisfaction for ya. Okay, to recap. Disneyland came first, and because of that, not a ripoff. Disney World, Disneyland, same company, not a ripoff. And finally, Universal is not better than Disney, and the facts prove it, not just my opinion. So suck it. Thank you. I've been JR. This has been Animated Rants. Please like, subscribe, pray, or don't, whatever you choose. And see you next time for another Animated Rants.